Hi everyone, welcome to the first video of 2019, and I'm starting this year with a lot more massage because you definitely want a lot more massage. But what I want to do is try different styles of massage like I dipped into previously, styles that I might not be personally trained in, but I can follow the videos. So this one in particular is me following a palm massage with the acupressure stick. I also want to dip into some reaction videos of unusual massages and different techniques, and some that you could argue are quite shocking techniques. So if you're interested in seeing some of the reaction videos, please leave me a comment and let me know A, if you're interested, and also B, if you've got any suggestions, because I want to create the content for you. So today is a follow along. I'm going to follow a palm massage with acupressure, and I'm going to link you to the original video, and it's CAM or CAM, ASMR and massage. So I've chosen to use a hand cream rather than an oil because I can see in the video that it's not a very oily surface on the hand. So the seams is perfect for me because it sinks in quite quickly, but it'll give me the slip that I need. And then we're going to use the acupressure stick. So here we go. I'm going to follow this palm massage with the acupressure stick. Okay, so this is us starting, and I'm going to use this hand first, and we're warming up the hand, and I can see that we're doing some thumb movements. We're stretching out. Now this is moving quite quickly. It's moving very fast. Right, the lotion. So I actually was a little bit too fast there. Right, if you turn your hand, it looks as if we're just giving it a nice warm up. Turn round. And we're stretching out the palms. What I'll do is I'll get you to move this hand out of the way. That's perfect. So we're stretching out the palmar surface. And now we're starting to stretch out the fingers. We're stretching out the fingers, but also in between. And we're back to working on the palm. Okay, now we are working a little bit on the wrist, and then we're turning the hand round. Now, normally I would take a little bit of time here and work in between the bones, but we're moving quite quickly here. And then we're using the thumb as well. A little bit of movement on the top of the thumb. Turning the hand back round. Now we're doing some pressure movements here, and then we're straight on. Again, we're moving at quite a speed here. And it looks as if we're sort of adjusting as we go, and we're not necessarily seeing a movement through from start to finish. It looks as if we're evolving movements as we go, and we're not necessarily working across the full surface. Right, so now we're just very quickly working in between, and then we're straight back on, and we're stretching out the hand. And then we're bending the hand forward and stretching it back again. And a little bit of what looks like a sort of stretching, flushing move. This is a bit slower than the previous moves. Looked like a little bit of frictions there. And then some stretching. Some finger movements. And then we're stretching out all the way to the tips of the fingers. Now, because we're following it real time, we've actually got an advert, so I'm just skipping the ad. This is what happens when you're following real time. Okay, now we're back, so we're stretching the fingers. Now we're giving everything a bit of a jolt here. Every finger's getting a little bit of a jolt, a little bit of a stretch. And then we're stretching each finger again here. and they're stretching out the thumb here. But anyone that's been following me for years, when I did my training, we didn't necessarily stretch the thumb in the same way. It's just the way that I was trained. We always treated the thumb differently, but I can see here that we're treating the thumb in the same way as the fingers. And then we're back to stretching out and doing some frictions on the palm. Now here comes the acupressure stick, and it looks as though we're doing circles, quite small circles, and then we're moving the stick and we're almost pressing in and then pushing apart, pressing in, pushing, pressing in, pushing. Now I don't know if these are acupressure areas or random areas, so I'm trying to match it. But again, I haven't done enough hand reflexology to know if these are areas that correspond with parts of the body. But there's a little bit of a press and shake. Press, release. Press, release. Press, release. And again, I'm just trying to correspond with that. Now, our person here must be ambidextrous because they just switched hands, but I'm not going to do that. But now I recognise this from when I did the foot acupressure stick massage. So we're using the side of the stick and we're rubbing up and down the hands. The fingers, I should say. And it doesn't look as if there's too much of a pressure. It looks medium to light. And again, so long as you've got support there. And I do envy this person for being ambidextrous. They're just switching hands. Maybe once you're used to it, you can. And again, they're just working over that area, holding on to that thumb and just working along it. And now we're doing circles along the femur eminence. Now these circles are quite fast and quite quick, and now it's moved to quite quick, vigorous strokes. Back to circles. And again, I recognise this. So stretch out those fingers, recognise this from the foot massage, and then a little twist and a move, down and twist, and now it's moving very fast. And now we're actually using it almost like a rolling pin. I'm not putting too much pressure on though, because I don't want to hurt the client's wrist. And then roll off at the fingers. And it looks as if we're about to repeat on the other hand. So I've already applied my hand cream for the second hand. So we're just making sure that this is evenly covering the area. And then we start off again with stretching out the hand. And it's the full palmar surface again. And it's quite speedy. And we're stretching out from the base of the hand and we're going right to the tips of the fingers. And then on that thumb too. And then a little bit of a stretch of the thumb and we're back on to the hand. Spending a little bit of time again on the thumb, and then matching it on the other side. And we're turning the hand round, giving a nice stretch again. Lots of big circles. And pulling off at the thumb, and then working your way around the fingers, all the way to the tips. on the pinky. And again, another little stretch here. Turning the hand round. Some friction moves. And again, back on. Now we're doing, looks like some pressures. And again, I'm being completely truthful. I don't know if these pressures are specifically to deal with corresponding areas of the body, or if it's just a full loosen. But now we're back onto the fingers, and we're doing some tapping and some very gentle pressures. And again, we're moving at quite a speed here, and it looks as if we're also doing it on both sides. And the same on the thumb. More stretching, more work on the palm. And now we're doing these very speedy twists and stretches. These are fast. Now I'm unfamiliar with this because I normally would do this from the other side. So I'm being very careful here. But then we're into pressing and pulling the fingers again. I'm unfamiliar with this as a move, so I'm being extremely gentle here. But these are moving fast. Now recognise this move, and you get a good stretch here. So now we're in with our stick. Now I am going to try using my other hand. So this might look a bit strange because this isn't my hand that I would usually use. Pressing in, working in circles, supporting the hand. Again, working in circles. So it feels a bit strange to me because this isn't the hand that I usually use. But again, if I'm following and I'm not putting too much of a pressure on. Now again, I don't know if these are specific pressure points or just random points just to release any tightness and tension. That's quite a deep pressure there. And now we've moved to my usual hand. We're doing a bit of movement work here. And now we're doing our rubbing up and down the fingers and starting off with the thumb. So I hope you can see this. We're just rubbing along the thumb. And now we're on the edges of the fingers, and then we're working along the fingers, and then spending a little bit of time at the top, also working in circles. Moving along, rubbing along, full length, and then circles at the top. Now we are stretching along the hand, up and down the thumb, in the middle of the fingers. This is quick, this is moving fast. Back to circles. And it's almost like, again, what I refer to as like you're using the rolling pin. And I can just imagine you're giving everything a little stretch. And now you're actually just using one hand, almost as if you're in there making that pastry. And then we are finishing off, it looks again, with a final stretch of that palm. And those raindrops movements, as we would refer to them. And a little stretch of the fingers. Now it looks as if we're giving the palm a full stretch. We're back in again for a stretch, and we're done. And if you bring both hands back and you turn your palms round, just some movements to finish. So if anything with this, the palm definitely gets well looked after. And we are finished. So that's my experience of following a palm massage with the acupressure stick. It was certainly fast moving. Sometimes it was moving quicker than I could keep up. But overall, I can understand why you would enjoy it. I feel it's my place to learn whether the stick was used for specific pressure points or if it was just generic loosening of the tissues at certain areas. So I want to make it my mission this year to learn more about why we use the stick and how we use it, because at the moment I'm just having a little bit of fun trying these and following these videos that are already proving very popular, and they give you a great insight into how it's done. So I hope that you enjoyed that. If you'd like to see more of this style where I follow along with a video, then please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that notification bell, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon.